Hi, I'm Doug, and these are Wycliffe's words. Don't worry, be happy. And now you have Bobby McFerrin's quirky little song stuck in your head. You're welcome. But that's okay, because we ought to be happy, right? After all, the fruit of the Spirit is joy. We're commanded to rejoice and be glad. I could make a strong case that the blesseds of the Beatitudes should be translated happy. Our debt has been forgiven. We're free. We of all people should be happy. Yes, we should, but not always. The scriptures also tell us that we should weep with those who weep and mourn with those who mourn. In fact, we're not only allowed to be sad, but we're commanded to be sad. I would even go so far as to say that sadness is a defining characteristic of the true disciple. Or perhaps I should say, sadness is a defining characteristic of the true disciple. This is the Middle English spelling. And as you have probably guessed, sadness meant something very different in the days of Wycliffe. In Old and Middle English, the word sad meant solid, firm, steadfast. It didn't refer to a melancholy emotion, but described anything or anyone who was unshakable. For example, Jesus told his disciples a story about a wise man who built his house on a rock foundation. And when the floods came, the house was unmoved, for it was founded on a sad stone. Paul warns Timothy of false teachers and reminds him that God's sad foundation stands firm. He exhorts Titus to set an example for other young men through his teaching, his holiness, and his sadness, that is, his steadfastness. The writer of Hebrews reminds his readers that they have hope in God's promises, and that hope is a sad anchor for their souls. Peter encourages the readers of his first epistle that the God of all grace would restore them and make them sad, not unhappy, but firm and steadfast. In other words, we're commanded to remain unshakable in our faith. We shouldn't be blown about by false doctrines, but must cling to Christ, our solid rock. The Hebrew church in Rome faced awful persecution, and the believers were tempted to give up and slide back into their old, familiar, safe Jewish practices. But the writer told them to stand firm. He said that they would have a share in Christ if they hold their original confidence sadly, that is, firmly, until the end. So by all means, let us be happy, and let's do it with great sadness. And those are Wycliffe's words. See you again next week.